Welcome back to the ninth gym program, and today we've got a meta analysis for you, which is pretty cool. So we have the women's tournament that went on last weekend. 121 players, which is pretty cool. Took part in VGC Series 8, which is pretty interesting. 7 rounds, and then a single elimination top cut right after. And it went on last weekend. And it was an online tournament. Whole lot of info, really good stuff. Interesting tournament. We got a lot of teams that we're going over today. A lot of rental codes, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, shout outs Victory Road as always. I'll link, of course, this page so you can go look at the teams and take any of the rental codes and stuff. They also have a great rental code compendium here that if you're looking for some rental code teams, do it up. So check out Victory Road VGC, great resource for VGC players. Anyway, let's get into it. We've got a 6-1 player. Of course, they went. They played top cut afterwards, but still, really cool stuff. 6-1, great stuff. Were there any 7-0s? There were some 7-0s that were taken out in top cut. 1. Still close to top 8 as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about these because there's a lot of teams here and they're really cool. So first off, we've got a Groudon Sun team with an Umbreon on it. Kartana on a Sun team is interesting. P2 little Trick Room mode there, and DD as well. So awesome stuff. Here's the rental code if you're looking at using this kind of team. Really cool stuff. We got Kartana, pretty standard stuff there, but it has Guillotine, so it's not entirely standard. That's pretty wild. Using Guillotine instead of Aerial Ace is pretty interesting. But I guess if you're going for Max Airstreams, Charizard's probably stronger most of the time anyway. Scorching Sand is an interesting thing to have on Charizard, but honestly, it's really strong. It's kind of better than Solar Beam most of the time, I would think, especially since you have Kartana as well. Interesting to see no Venusaur on this team, which is a little weird, but it is what it is. Trick Room, no Recover on the P2, which is interesting. Focus Sash and DD looking pretty standard for the Indeedee. Expanding Force. We've got Umbreon. Yawn, Moonlight, Snarl, Foul Play. An interesting Umbreon. Love to see Umbreon. So that's really cool. Groudon, Citrus Berry instead of the Weakness Policy builds that we've been seeing mostly. Swords Dance with the Precipitous Blades and Rock Slide. No Fire Punch. So yeah, awesome team. That is what won. This is the team that won. So shout outs to Eliza or Elisa. Awesome stuff. Salami. I'll go by those names. They're easier to say. So awesome stuff. Great first place. Love to see the Umbreon in top cut in first place. Love to see it. Awesome stuff. Second place, we have LapDog team. Second place by Malcolm McKellar. Mogar. We've got a LapDog team. LapDog is an amazing team. LapDog with the Raichu as well. LapDog 2. Look at that. Here's the rental code if you want to see that, Oh, whoops, I clicked off of it. We got Incineroar, Rillaboom in the back, which was really good. We got LapDog. Anything crazy? We got Parasong with the Light Clay. Pretty standard stuff there. Zacian, Iron Head instead of the Behemoth Blade. Very interesting to see. That's very interesting to see. We got the Rillaboom, Grassy Glide, High Horsepower, U-Turn, Fake Out. Some, good stuff there. Raichu with, Helping Hand on the Raichu. I wonder if any of these are specific calcs for that. Too bad we don't have Pace, but we'll take what we can get and this is very good. Life Orb Lando as well. Noah Sawfest. This Sawfest opting on the Rillaboom instead. Citrus Berry, Incineroar. Pretty basic stuff there as well. So great stuff. Great stuff for getting second place. LapDog 2, very good. LapDog has been very, very powerful in this format. As you've seen, we even see Lapras without LapDog here. I guess this is still a dog. It's just a different form of dog. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for second place. Great stuff. Third place, we got Yoko Taguma. Yoko. Getting 6-1 and then getting third in top cut. We've got Lapras with a different, I guess, dog. I guess that's a dog. I don't know. Lapras, but we have the Necrozma, Duskmane Necrozma, which is awesome. Very interesting to see. Weakness Policy, so it is taking kind of that role that we were seeing Metagross take, which is better. This is a better version of the Metagross. Swords Dance, Trick Room on here, Sun, Steel, Strike, and Earthquake. Very strong stuff. No steel or no psychic type stab move, which is something we see pretty commonly now. We'll see, one steel move and then a move of choice, and then like one, either Trick Room or Protect or Swords Dance or something. So opting to go for Trick Room and Swords Dance is pretty interesting with that Weakness Policy as well. I mean, after a Swords Dance and then proccing the Weakness Policy, this thing has to be absurdly strong. But we also have Light Clay Lapras, of course, with Parasong as well, which is interesting. Ferrothorn, but no Trick Room. Oh, wait, there is Trick Room on the Necrozma, of course. So we have Ferrothorn as another, addition to the Trick Room mode there. And then the team is kind of just filled with, mid-speed Pokemon. We also have a Togekiss Super Luck Babbery, but it is a Babbery, and using Yawn and Protect and Follow Me, so that is a supportive redirection Togekiss, which is something we don't see that frequently. We haven't seen Togekiss much since Series 5, so seeing a little bit of that now is pretty interesting and definitely something we like to see. Incineroar as well being pretty very staple to the format, of course. And Tyranitar, that we don't see that frequently, running that spicy taunt on there. Awesome stuff. Love to see it. Iron Defense and Body Press on that Ferrothorn as well is a really cool thing to see. So great stuff for third place. Great stuff, Yoko. Awesome team. Use it up. Do it up if you want to. Here in fourth place, we have Lauren Flynn. Lauren, which is an awesome team. We've seen Naganadel. Love to see Naganadel. It is Sludge Bomb, Draco Meteor. Heat Wave, Air Slash on that Choice Specs Naganadel. Really love to see Naganadel. It's a Pokemon that is pretty underused. Nobody's really using it. I think it's really cool, though. Once again, another Groudon team that does not feature the Venusaur, so we're seeing a lot of players taking Charizard over that, which is very interesting, but understandable. We do see Fire Punch here instead of the Rock Slide, opposed to the last Sun player, the second place or first place Sun, which is pretty interesting. We see Whimsicott on this team as well with the Sunny Day, so two alternate forms of getting that Sun up, so you don't always have to bring the Groudon. Love to see it. Scorching Sands on Charizard, looking to become a little bit of a staple in this format. Awesome stuff. Love to see it. Thundurus, awesome guy. Thundurus is a little interesting because only Groudon is the other physical attacker, and I guess Incineroar as well, so yeah, Thundurus usually there to deter the Intimidates, but Groudon does not like to be intimidated as well, so Groudon Thundurus could be a really impressive lead, and we love to see that. 4 attacks though in the Assault Vest opposed to the Life Orb standard, but Charizard is always standard with Life Orb, so if you're using Charizard, you're using Life Orb, so you might as well put something like Assault Vest on the Thundurus. Like to see it. It's awesome. Here we have Team 3. It's Team 3. Anyway, next we have Midori. Midoriya from My Hero. Midori, Takanashi, Midori. Awesome team. We got a Lapdog team. Unfortunately, we don't have the, paste or anything here, but it is a very strong team. This is the more standard build, but we do see a different electric type almost every time we see this Lapdog team. See Lapdog, we have Incineroar and Lando, the double Intimidate strats, the Amoonguss. Those are 5 staple to the Lapdog strategy. It seems like it is the most used, and then we have 1 electric type, which could be either Tapu Koko, the Thundurus. I don't know why I couldn't say that there. The Regieleki. It can even be Zapdos, Raichu. A lot of different Pokemon can soak up that last slot, and also we can see Rillaboom and Amoonguss, interchanging there, as we see 5th place here, Lapdog, and then 2nd place Lapdog. Lapdog is pretty standard, but also very good. This format, just good, standard for a reason. Next we have Palkia team with Megan Hyman and Pink Sylvie in 6th place. Awesome stuff. Getting that top 8 is great. Palkia with the Lustrous Orb Telepathy. Awesome stuff. Hydro Pump, the Spatial Rend, Trick Room, and Protect. Going for Trick Room instead of a spread move or a coverage move. Very good stuff. Love to see it. A lot of the time you will see a Trick Room over that Protect slot, but this player values that Protect as much as the Trick Room, so that's interesting to see. A pretty mid-speed team overall with a slow Pokemon being the Ferrothorn. We are seeing a bit of Ferrothorn in this format, which we haven't really seen in a while. Ferrothorn kind of took a back seat until Series 6, and then it was really big in Series 6, and then it kind of went away for Series 7, and now we're seeing it again, which is really good. I wonder what's really enacting that a lot. We are seeing a good bit of Trick Room, so that's definitely something, but Amoonguss kind of takes the front seat there. Amoonguss being like a top 5 Pokemon right now, which is pretty crazy. We do see Regieleki with the Magnet as well. Incineroar with Safety Goggles, which is interesting. Snarl as well over that, what's usually there, Darkest Lariat or something like that, so that's interesting. We got Screens Like Clay, Grimmsnarl being a very top contender this format. Life Orlando, very offensive team with a good Trick Room option, and a very versatile team with many good Dynamaxes, so that's really interesting. I do like Body Press, Iron Defense, Leech Seed, Ferrothorn, very oppressive Ferrothorn. If you can get rid of your opponent's fire threats, this Pokemon is just going to sit there the entire game and be a very annoying Pokemon. Very good stuff to see. Awesome stuff to to 6th place, Megan. Next, we have Scarlett Andrews in 7th place, another top 8 contender. Very, very strong. We have a Kyogre with a Wave Incense, which is very interesting. Thunder or Scald, Water Spout, opting to take Protect or Scald over that typical Ice Beam slot, so that is really interesting to see. No Scarf. We are seeing Wave Incense, which is cool. Love to see it. Urshifu with Choice Band. Urshifu, very good. Poison Jab over the Iron Head, they go hand in hand. It's one of the two usually. We have Incineroar, Assault Vest instead of the Berry, so no Parting Shot. We see the U-turn instead, which is cool. Snarl as well, and the Fake Out, so no Darkest Lair once again. It seems like a lot of Incineroar players are opting to stray from that dark attack, especially with a Pokemon like Urshifu on their team. It just isn't as needed. We have Tornadus here as well with the Rain Dance once again. The Rain Dance Prankster. Pretty good stuff for a KyogreTorn team to see that, which is really good. We're seeing Hurricane as well over the Air Slash, which is interesting. Tailwind Protect, pretty standard stuff. No Taunt, which is pretty interesting. So a couple of cool things there. Lightning Rod, Air Balloon Raichu for that Kyogre, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Great Fire Water Grass Core with the Raichu support, Tornadus, and the Urshifu Strongman in the back. Awesome stuff. Or Strong Woman, paying homage. So yeah, awesome stuff. Good luck, have fun, women. Awesome stuff. Love to see it. Here's the rental code. Try out some of these teams. Really good stuff. All right, in top 8, rounding out our top 8, we have Kilgaloon. That is such a cool last name. But yeah, Killy. Such a cool name in general. Killy. That's great. Anyway, so we've got a Kartana Kyogre team. Really good stuff. Mystic Water instead of that Choice Scarf. We're seeing Choice Scarf trend down a little bit in usage, as well as just Kyogre in general. A lot of players are stepping out of the box of just making a KyogreTorn team, but KyogreTorn still making waves at every single event we see. KyogreTorn, pretty great stuff. Tailwind, Taunt, using the Hurricane instead. I mean, we have Kyogre for setting up water, so, Hurricane is definitely good. 100% accuracy, hitting that 30% confusion is insane. Protect, great stuff. Mental Herb on the Tornadus as well, so you can't get taunted. Pretty interesting, because we are seeing an influx of taunting Pokemon as well. If you don't want to get that Tailwind, you want to go for that Hurricane turn 1. Being able to use your Tailwind and Taunt later and Protect later in the game is still very, very useful. So having that Mental Herb is great. I mean, Focus Sash is kind of like not as strong on this Pokemon, so I definitely like Mental Herb for that as well. Incineroar with that Intimidate, pretty standard stuff. We are seeing Snarl way more this format, which makes sense because we have a lot of really good Pokemon like Kyogre, the Lapras, a lot of really good Pokemon that Snarl hits really hard. So Incineroar with Snarl seems to be very strong this format. Amoonguss with the Spore Protect, Clear Smog instead of, Pollen Puff or an attacking move, which is really interesting. Regieleki add to that Magnet with the Electro Web, Thunder Protect. Pretty standard stuff for Regieleki. We're seeing a very, very trend down of the screens Regieleki. Definitely going to be more of the offensive Regielekis. Also love seeing Thunder there on the Kyogre team. Really interesting. Kartana with the Beast Boost Assault Vest. Pretty basic stuff there for Kartana, but it's basic for a reason. It's pretty crazy. The KyogreTorn really taking making waves, although it is taking more of a backseat in this format, or at least at this event in general, with it only having 7th and 8th top 8 placements instead of 1st and 2nd and 3rd, as we were seeing earlier in the format with the first couple of online events. So interesting stuff. Really great KyogreTorn, great stuff. So that rounds out our top 8. So we'll look at the rest of the top 27 that's here. We'll look at them all, but there's not many rental codes, so it'll be a little less in depth. In 10th place, we have the, why can't I think of his name right now? Solgaleo Entei team, which is pretty interesting. And, oh, wait. I just skipped one. I don't know why. 9th place, Alexandra. Sorry. We do have another rental code, so we have a Solgaleo, Weakness Policy, Incineroar, Moltres at the Life Orb, which is interesting. Tornadus with the Brutal Swing, which is cool. No Protector on the Tornadus is a little ballsy, but I respect it. Gastrodon as well for that Solgaleo. Actually, the Gastrodon seems like a kind of an interesting pick for this team. It's not really utilizing the Storm Drain as much as some Gastrodons usually will, but still good. We got a Yawn as well, which is really good. The Earth Power Scald is really strong. Dual Stab with the Yawn Protect. pretty good stuff. You have Amoonguss Mental Herb as well, you know, valuing that not getting taunted over the Koba Berry, which is interesting. A lot of players are using Koba Berry, so some players are starting to stray from the Koba Berry, as nobody really wants to max their stream into it anymore anyway, unless you just want to get some damage down on it. But, you know, you have to double, and then it's scary, and then you're using your entire turn to hit Amoonguss that might not even have the Koba Berry now, so that's really, it's a cool thing to see it differentiating from Koba Berry / Focus Stash, so that is interesting. Also, we see Wide Guard on that Solgaleo, by the way, which is a really strong tech right now. You know, Kyogre with Water Spout, you have Groudon Precipitous Blades, you have so many Heat Waves, Earthquakes, Landos on every team practically, Snarls everywhere. Snarl Incineroar is very, very common, so Wide Guard is great right now. I would definitely say that. Latias, which we love to see. Kyogre, Latias, Incineroar, the Salamence, Kartana, and Celesteela looking like a really good VGC 27 team, or 2017 team, but that's a good thing because I love 2017. It was a great format, but one restricted is really interesting for that. Kyogre definitely taking, I think Kyogre probably takes the most amounts, maybe Zacian. Typically now Groudon's looking pretty big, Dialga's looking big here in the past, or in the back of the top cut, so awesome stuff. Latias is great to see though, good stuff, Gwen. Next we have the Xerneas team, which is a really interesting team, something we don't see very frequently right now, which is kind of crazy because Xerneas went from, you know, best Pokemon to kind of taking a back seat in the restricted format currently. You know, with only being one restricted, we can't see the things like Zerndon. We are seeing more of like a Xerneas next to a Togekiss, Clefairy, or Amoonguss. In this case, seeing the Amoonguss, and pretty good stuff. We do see Metagross as well. No Tailwind on the team though, and very light Trick Room potentially being on the Metagross. Metagross gets Trick Room, right? Am I tripping? I don't know. But yeah, Rotom Wash as well. Very good stuff on the team. Good stuff, Lacey. Or Lucky. Next we have the Nihilego team with the Reshiram. Pretty good stuff. We are seeing a very influx down. Is that right? I think influx is just like up. Oh well, we're seeing Nihilego trending down amazingly, which is very unfortunate because Nihilego was one of my favorite strats last format and probably continues to be a really strong strat this format. I think Meteor Beam Power Herb has really shown up very, very incredibly. You know, that's pretty likely what this Celesteela could be as well. Actually, looking at this team comp, the Celesteela is probably not, you know, an offensive Celesteela, but still. Anyway, I digress. We've got Reshiram here, as well as a Suicune, the Urshifu, a Thundurus, and Rillaboom, and the Nihilego. Awesome stuff. That looks like a great team, Celine. I really wish we had some more rental codes, because I would love a Reshiram team right now, with a Nihilego and Suicune. Awesome stuff. Very spicy. Love to see it. Next, we've got another Kyogre-Torn team with the Regieleki, Kartana, and double Intimidate with the Incineroar and Lando. Looking like a pretty standard team, but standard being a good thing in this format with this, you know, 5-6 Pokemon. Somebody said it really well in one of the UX9 series, the JO UX9 series. It just is so good. The reason it's incredibly standard is because if we had a big tournament right now, this would take half the top slots. If not, it would probably win, you know, or at least like very, very close. It would take very many top slots is what I'm saying. So it's a very, very strong tournament right now. And I think if we were looking at optimized, you know, Kyogre teams, this would be it. This would be it. Like that 6 Pokemon with this potentially being, you know, one of the other electric types and Kartana potentially being Rillaboom or Amoonguss. So many things. A couple of options there, but incredibly standard as well. Next we have a cool stuff. We have a Dialga team with Liepard, Zapdos, the Power Boost or Power Herb, Meteor Beam, Celesteela featuring Wide Guard. Really good stuff. Hatterene, which is really interesting on this team comp. Trick Room on both Dialga and Hatterene, but having that expanding force with, like, you know, Hatterene maxing it using those attacks is very strong. Hatterene's max attack is absurdly strong. Pixie Plate as well, which is really cool. Yeah, I like to see a Copycat Liepard as well, so you can max your Hatterene and go for the max guard and go for the Copycat strat. Very strong, and then just start going for fake tears, Snarls. Crazy. I like the team a lot. I like it a lot. I might try it. Next we have an Yveltal team, the first Yveltal team that we have here, and we do have a rental code as well for that, which is fortunate. We have Lapras and Yveltal both being really strong with that Raichu A Lightning Rod. Raichu has Charm and Eerie Impulse, which is cool. Volt Switch and Fake Out. No Nuzzle, which is interesting, but pretty good. Veltal, we got the Metagross as well. Very max heavy team. Any of these really strong Pokemon can max. Pasho Berry on the Incineroar. Cool. Amoonguss with the Koba Berry once again. And Clear Smog. We're seeing Clear Smog a good bit on these Amoonguss, which is really good. Love to see it. Yoshi and Lugia. That's a cool name. Why? But it's cool. Next, we got Groudon with the Venusaur, the first Venusaur on a Groudon team we've seen, and all the way up in 17, which is pretty interesting. Good stuff. Samantha bringing that Venusaur. Venusaur's my boy. Everybody knows Venusaur's my boy. Venusaur's the GOAT of starters. Actually, in my opinion, the best of the 3 starters initially. Charizard is seeing more play right now, but love to see, Venusaur. Awesome stuff. Next, we got another team featuring that Suicune once again. We are seeing a Tailwind, Snarl, Suicune every now and again, which is interesting. Love to see it. We've got more Groudon, Charizard, Venusaur. A great trio there, with the Suicune being that Water Core to round off the Fire, Water, Grass Core, with a Tailwind. We got Surf for the Groudon weakness policy. Probably a slow Groudon, or at least a slower than the Suicune Groudon. Probably a pretty educated, spread there. Inner Focus as well, can't get faked out, so you can get that Tailwind up pretty reliably. And then Kartana and Raichu. Raichu's a little interesting, because it really only covers the Charizard. It covers Suicune as well, but Suicune's not really going to be sweeping anything up. So, Raichu is a little interesting. Air Balloon as well, which is cool. So, great stuff. We've got, where were we? Here we were. Alright, Emily Galoob next. Galoob. Daria Welch in 18th. I didn't say that. I missed a couple in the names. Sorry if I miss your name. Great stuff to all these players. Anyway, we got a Calyrex Ice team, which is cool. Using that max guard for the Trick Room. So that you can get that up with Copycat very, very easily. Great stuff. Love to see it. Although, using one of those max turns on your restricted Pokemon can be kind of, hard to do sometimes, but still really strong. And we have also seen the Torkoal for the first time in a little while. So love to see that, using a different restricted, so you can use the Torkoal over the Groudon. Makes sense. Clefairy as well, which is pretty cool. Next, we have another KyogreTorn team using the Urshifu and the Glastrier here as well. Glastrier being pretty interesting on this team, actually, as no Trick Room is apparent, so that's pretty cool. Heavy Slam here instead of the Close Combat. Love to see that. I love the Heavy Slam tech on Glastrier. It's very useful. Wicked Blow, using Poison Jab with the Iron Head. That seems to be more standard now, especially if you have some kind of, steel coverage on your team, like in the Glastrier. Snarl being pretty standard, it seems, with the Sod Fest as well, so no Parting Shot as well. Pretty cool. Mystic Water with the Kyogre. Pretty good. Regieleki Choice Specs over Magnet, so you don't need the Protect. Protect's still pretty prevalent on the team, so it's fine. Love to see it. Here's another rental code for you if you're looking for some rental codes today. We've got another Dialga team with a Mian Shao, which is really interesting. Zapdos as well. Inner Focus, Mian Shao with that Close Combat. Fake Out, Wide Guard, Ally Switch, a very useful Mian Shao supportively. We also have Lando at Choice Band, which is interesting. Brick Break, which is cool. Life Orbs, the Life Orb, Zapdos, pretty standard stuff there. And then Dialga as well with the Telepathy. Not looking to self-proc weakness policy because it's Assault Vest. So if you're looking for an Assault Vest Dialga team, here's a great one. Actually, I like this team a lot. It's pretty interesting seeing Grimmsnarl here with Fake Out and Sucker Punch instead of screens. No screens on that Grimmsnarl, but we also got Trick with the Full Incense to make it more the slow guys down, so that's pretty cool. Love to see it. Awesome team. Where were we? Very far. Blastoise. Whoa. Blastoise and Serena. Whoa. Series 6. Let's go. We got Dialga as well with the Dusclops. Awesome stuff. Blastoise. I love seeing Blastoise. Blastoise is just a Pokemon you don't see very frequently. It's really interesting to see. Tyranitar as well with the Rotom H. Awesome stuff. Bringing it to a 22nd place finish. Janae. That 5-2. Awesome stuff. Bringing Blastoise to such a strong finish. That's great. Next we have the Dialga, Zapdos, Amoonguss, Lando, Incineroar, Grimmsnarl team. Looking like a little bit more standard of a Dialga team, but standard is very strong in this format as we're seeing. Zapdos isn't unbelievably standard though. It is really strong in this format, it seems like, though, because it is very, very, very used, which is really good. Next we got another Lapdog team with the double Intimidate as well as the electric type here. Being the Zapdos, I know I was pointing at the Amoonguss, and then the Amoonguss. So a very standard team for the Lapdog, but Standard is good. Next we have Calyrex, Shadow Calyrex with the Shuckle. Oh no, Shuckle Chansey team. If you're looking for a good Shuckle Chansey team, guys, here's your code. Here's your rental code. We've got a Psychic Seed Calyrex with the Indeedee, which is interesting. That is a great lead. Calyrex, Indeedee. Psychic Seed is something that we haven't really been seeing much, but is definitely good because, you know, dying to those, you know, dark type moves is something that'll happen. Will-O-Wisp on here as well with that Astral Barrage, and going for a Hyper Beam for that Trick Room, for that speed control payoff. I like to see it. Hatterene at Life Orb. We have the Hatterene Max Trick Room with Leopard here as well, with the Hatterene and Indeedee as a great psychic spam. And then we have the Shuckle Chansey. Take out a couple of guys, and now they can't really do anything. Minimize Chansey. Oh, I hate you, but I love you. Chansey Shuckle is just so rude, but you love to see it. I mean, you know, you hate to see it, but you love to see it take a placement at a tournament, you know, of over 100 players, hitting 25th place. You love to see it. Come on, 5-2. It was 5-2 with Shuckle Chansey. You gotta respect that. You gotta love that. All right, next we got the LapDog team here with the Salazzle, which is interesting. Oblivious, Fake Out Salazzle, cool stuff. Amoonguss, LapDog, Regieleki, Lando. Not seeing any Incineroar here on this team. Taking the Salazzle route, which is interesting. Will-O-Wisp, fast Will-O-Wisper with the Fake Out is good. Corrosive Gas, kind of just destroying these Zacians, could be cool. Right? Isn't that what it does? What does Corrosive Gas do? Is that what Corrosive Gas does? Doesn't it like destroy steals or something? I don't know. Solgaleo. Next we got a Solgaleo team, the last team here. We have a Solgaleo, Spectre with the Will-O-Wisp, Bulldoze for your weakness policy Solgaleo, which is something you love to see. Static, Zapdos, Life Orb, using the Detect. A big brain. Incineroar, we got Snarl, Safety Goggles, which is interesting. No dark type move. So going for Snarl really is the standard here in this format. I mean, according to this tournament at the very least. And then we got Lapras as well. So you got a good alternate Dynamaxer of 3 of them. We got Solgaleo, Lapras, or Zapdos. Even Spectre could potentially be a strong Shadow Ball user in this format. So that could be good. And then we have Amoonguss as well with the Sludge Bomb instead of the Clear Smog, Pollen Puff, the Giga Drain, the Energy Ball. Going for that Sludge Bomb. Love to see it. So that rounds out the tournament, the meta analysis. Of course, as always, check out Victory Road. If you're a Whammon, try the Whammons tournament when they do this. I think this was a women's tournament too, so that's really interesting and cool to see. So 121 players, very good stuff. Shout outs to Eliza for winning. Awesome stuff with the Umbreon. Great stuff. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out Victory Road VGC. Link will be down in the description down below. So if you want to check that out, do it up. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. It's almost the weekend. So goodbye.